Hi all, I am Tasha Pink Fizz and I'm looking forward to showing you New Cycle, published by Daedalic Entertainment and developed by Core and Gage. This is a preview copy kindly given to me by Terminals.io. What is New Cycle? Well, New Cycle is a strategic city building game based in an apocalyptic world. The premise of the game is very much like Frostpunk. Your civilization has been destroyed by a solar flare, leading you to live in a lone shelter in an apocalyptic world, hopefully growing it into a striving metropolis while facing an uncaring world. This game will be coming out in early access on the 18th of January next year, and in this video I'll be introducing you to the tutorial, so I hope you enjoy. Let's go into the settings to begin with and let's have a look. Language resolution full screen, we go through ultra. Gameplay UI scale you can look at in the field of view, which will leave it all as it is in the moment, and audio we'll see how it goes in the game. New game. We've got various choices here. Remember, this is only a preview copy. Things may change when it comes out in early access. We had a sandbox, a campaign, sanity, and always. Sandbox is basically recommended for newbies, has no achievements. It's a peaceful mode. Basically, without outside threats or drastic changes to environmental conditions. We have the campaign, which is a story mode, presenting all the mechanics and tribulations that can be experienced in the dynamic universe of New Cycle. And this is the one we're playing, campaign. Which is where achievements are active, whereas in Sandbox there are no achievements. If you're an achievement hunter, go for the campaign. You've also got a scenario called Sanity, and also a scenario called The Old Ways. But we are going for the campaign. We then have various different map types. You've got the Meadow, which gives you a 40+ morale at the start of spring. You've then got the Tundra, which gives you restricted hunting, so like a debuff of -30% in meat. And then you've got Steppe, and then you've got Mountain, which we can't do on the preview here. So we are going to go for the Meadow. We're going to start off with the Meadow. I think that's more of the easiest map type, and as far as I can see, it just gets harder. So we're going to go for Meadow on this case. Right, okay, here we go. This is really pretty, isn't it? I'm guessing this is our home. We've got a few people with us. We're not completely alone, but this is our shelter, I'm guessing. Okay, let's have a look for there's a message from the community. Okay, what do they have to say? We are now governor of the little community. It's been nearly half a century since the first solar flare. In the initial moments of the catastrophe, we lost our entire technological infrastructure, our means of global sourcing, and almost everything that we can share as a civilization. The following years were humanity's darkest, having to wrestle with constant impossibility and despair. From battles fought with sticks and stones and nuclear wars, we ended up with destroying ourselves what little the sun had left for us. And civilization fell. So everyone here was born into this new world, and you have to be their leader. Our current flimsy shelter can't carry us far. We must rebuild everything from scratch with the efforts of those who remain, so we can establish a sustainable way of life. We need to discover our lost knowledge and explore our surroundings to create new possibilities. Most importantly, beyond merely surviving, we have to find a way of securing our next generation, by whose time the world may not be habitable anymore. We don't know how we can preserve life as we know it, but we can at least help build something that we all came home. Call home. Start tutorial. Right, so like I said, I'm going to go through, initially I'm just going to go through the tutorial with you. So it gives you like a general idea of feeling of the game. So transitions to settled life. Chief, our nomadic lifestyle gave us enough knowledge to build simple shacks. If we are to settle down here, we will need sturdier and more durable cell shelters, workplaces and storage depots, and for that we need to be able to process a variety of resources. We can get started by collecting some resources. Primitive structures made out of logs and stones will suffice to start. We can gather those raw materials by building a field camp close to the resources we need. So, like many survival base building games, we need logs and stones, and we're going to build a field camp for that. All right, so it tells us here on the side here to build a field camp. So let's go to resources, which is flashing down here. Field camp. And we need to build it obviously where there's plenty of stone and wood. So on the top left here you can see a little diagram, and it's showing us how much stone there is around the area and how much the logs wood there is within this AOE blue area here. So we want to go for this quite a bit. We've also got, I'm not sure if that is a metal or coal over there, to be honest. I think it's a good area we can put it down in. And let's turn it round a bit and put it there. No, there we go. This over here is iron. So there you go. We got iron. Nice. All right, we need to build. Come on, guys. Come on over. We have a decent workforce of 35 people. Here they come. Can speed up the game a bit quicker. You can use numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 on your keyboard. Speed up a bit. So while they're building that, we'll have a quick look around. So we have our little homestead here. These are our little huts we live in. This is the main hall. We have names. We can actually put our own camp name. Should we do that? Should we call it Fizz's Camp? There we go. Gives you an idea of what the morale is, the health is, and how attractive it is, which is not very attractive at the moment. And we're in cycle 1 at the moment. We're hoping to get to cycle 2. No, in fact, I think we're actually in cycle 2. New Iron Age. Looks like here. How are we doing over here? Okay, we've built it. I've got a hat here, which I think is telling us we need a workforce. So let's put 3 people in there. We also need 3 to do stone cutting as well. Nice. So, well, that gives us logs and stone, which they seem to be working on already. What else have we got? We got a cycle here. So it's spring, so this is telling us the seasons. This is knowledge points. I'm guessing, yep, we have a development tree here. So how much we got to develop? Oh, we don't know. Only gives us a few bits to begin with. I'm guessing there'll be a lot more. Well, resources, so we've got 32 log here, and we've got 15 stone. We're not getting iron, but it's not undiscovered yet. We've not actually found it yet. There we go. We've hit the step 1 of the tutorial. Nice. Okay, so after a promising start, Chief, we may go on gathering nearby resources for a while, and we should focus on producing more complex materials by processing than raw ones. Our settlement can develop as far as the limits of our knowledge and production. So, yeah. So this is very much based on knowledge. We don't know anything yet. All we know is like wood and stone. But we know that we need a lumber mill to actually produce lumber, which we are going to make now. So let's go to production and go to lumber mill. Now I think we should put that near there. Now I think the arrows, the little pointy arrows that are sticking out around the border, I think that is like the entrances or the exits So we're going to stick that there. There we go. And I'll come and do that. We are still in spring, year 1 down here. Here they come. You can actually zoom in quite far, but I do feel like I could just like one more zoom in just to get that little bit closer. But you can actually click on the people, which is nice. Carmelo Shelton, who's a worker. And basically, he's working at construction, which we can see because he's building this. And it also tells a little bit about him, what he's lacking, what his attributes are, which is nice. Okay, well, this thing's got lots of things popping up. Let's have a look. This is the production building. So we've got, like, it's the most important structures of the city. And a building can only create one type of product at a time. So we can only, like, in this case, we're producing planks. You can activate the building by selecting the product you want to produce. You can also access production information and rates by hovering the mouse over the product item. You then, this is the product calculation. So the amount of resources and time required for production are calculated dynamically. So the efficiency value of a building's operating class affects these variables positively or negatively. And in addition, the workforce, which is this number here, value, determines the speed of production according to the required amount of working people. I.e., the more people you have, the quicker it is. You've then got the labour. So this is basically our workforce. There's different classes. Certain classes of society become the operating labour force of certain production buildings according to their abilities. Some buildings require cooperation from other classes besides the operating class. So this is the operating class. And then this is basically telling us our notifications. And in this case, we have no workforce and we're not connected to a road network. So let's sort that out then. Let's firstly choose the lumber that we're going to... Not planks, lumber, I should have said. We have no efficiency at the moment. And we have no workforce, mainly because we need a workforce. So let's go up to 5. Which has given us a workforce of 70. Which is nice. An efficiency of 30. But we're not actually connected to a road, which isn't good. But if we go to residents, we're unresearched that at the moment. So we can't just go and build a road. But we'll wait till we produce the 30 lumber and then it'll explain to us how to build one. I don't want to skip too far forward because I do want to follow the tutorial with you guys so that if you can take in everything that's going on. Saying that though, we do have some strangers coming, so we might as well accept these strangers. A few more people won't do any harm, so let's accept them. 2 more workers. More workers, the merrier. Nice. Road. Every operation is harder to perform in settlement without roads. Obviously, connecting all the buildings in our village with a road network will convenience the workforce and the circulation of raw materials greatly. And basically, road construction is a prerequisite for building infrastructure such as bridges and tunnels. And in this case, we're going to build a road from the lumber mill and the main hall, which is along here. So let's do that. So residents... Let's build a road. You have 2 modes. You have this mode, which you can just build a road, or you can tab, which gives you, you can do like a curly road. So if you press shift, start from here, let's say shift, and you can sort of go around. And there you go. I think there's a way of bending it, but I'm not quite figured that one out yet. But yes, you can do like straight squares, roads, or you can curve the roads. Water. We need to build a well so we get some water. Obviously, our people need water. It does say here's the hint. Primitive wells will help to meet our clean water needs. However, they can be affected by the seasonal changes, and some might even run completely dry or freeze over. And you can view the water layer while placing a well or from the construction menu to determine water-rich areas. So, we place a well. So, we could go like water here. There, it tells you, place a well. It gives you an idea where the best water layer is. So... And also on the top, as far as I can see, on the top over here, top left, gives you an idea as well. So we can actually build. So I'm guessing there's none over here. Where the more dark blue area is. Like it's not, it doesn't look like anything over here, but it does look quite rich over here. So I say we build there. You press R to rotate, and then click. There is freeform building as well, where you can use Q and E, so you can rotate the building, whereas R, I think it turns around at 90 degrees. Yeah, I'm building it. Nice. And we also need a road for that one, so let's build a road. So if I check, I want to see if I can do this switch mode. So this gives you like a square. Whereas if you press tab, oh, go away. Yeah, we need daily bread. Basically, we need a gathering camp and get some mushrooms because we need food. Therefore, we need to buy a gathering camp for mushrooms, basically, which we'll do in a minute. Let's just see if I can do this shift. Add row points. So how do I... So that headlight, so what's the difference between that and that? I can't see any difference between that and... I'm holding shift. That. There we go. Oh, goodness. I don't know. I'll have to play around with that. But anyway, we do have a road, which is the main thing. And we're now getting water, which is nice. We now need to build a gathering camp, which is under resources. And we need mushrooms. So let's go find some mushrooms from somewhere. Again, top left gives you an idea of in that large blue AoE circle. And it is snowing. Terrific. There's mushrooms over here. Still do us. It's quite a distance. I think if you switch mode, you go tab, you can then rotate it with Q and E. No, tab. Q and E. There you go. Q and E. Turns it around like that. Which is quite nice. If you do tab, you get, 90 degrees. So I'm going to go there for now. Yeah. I love the graphics. I think it's really pretty. I think the music and the whole idea of the game is very much like Frostpunk. Obviously, the gameplay is slightly different. Frostpunk, you're based round the middle of I think it's a large, tall fire, isn't it? Heating. Whereas this, obviously, you're building your own little hamlet. Alright, so we need 3. Not available in this season. Great. So even though we want mushrooms, we can't get any mushrooms because it's snowing. And it's not snowing anymore. Nice. Okay, end of year. So we can see a report. Let's see how badly we've done. 2 new people have joined. We've had 10 births. We do have... I quite like this. Is a water and ration. So we do have renewable resources. So it was replaced by 50% based on yearly precipitation. So depending on how wet the year's been previously will depend on whether our resources have come back, on how much of our resources have been replenished, in this case 50%. I don't think anybody's died. I think it'd tell you here if anybody died. Nobody did. Okay, and spacebar is the usual pause. So let's go to 1, slow it down a bit. Okay, we've now got the mushrooms. So obviously the mushrooms, bear in mind, mushrooms don't grow in winter. So you probably need meat and things. The time has come out to cook meals. People eating whatever they have on their plates does not mean they are content with it. When there's nothing to eat, they will get demoralized, sick, and maybe even fall into the jaws of death, which is obviously not a very good society. It's not good for your workforce, and it's not good for efficiency. So we need to have basically a basic soup kitchen we need to build. Because everybody loves a bowl of soup. But before we do that, we need to research basic construction. Obviously, if you go to, I think it's under production. If you go to soup kitchen, we can't do it. Unresearched. So we go up to knowledge up here. Click on basic construction. Start research. Will cost us 24. I think that's lumber. And you press escape, but you can come out of that. And while that is doing that, we can have a look around again. So, showing us, yep, it's producing nicely, producing water here. I like the little icons that come above it. Gives you an idea that it's working. This is quite quiet at the moment. We're working. But I do love the little icons above the buildings. We can see what this person's doing.
Stronger.
This is worker. He's working at the field camp. Apparently, this is Oscar Hart. Regular morale is 35. Which I'm not quite sure. As far as I can see, nobody really tells you what the morale should be, but I'm guessing 35 is okay. How long does it tell us how far we're going to do in construction? There we go. We've got another 10 hours in construction to do. Let's speed it up. There we go. Okay. We can now build a soup kitchen. Simple meals. Let's do that. Whoops. Production. Soup kitchen. I'll put that near the road. So. Can you see? Let's get that built. Nice. So we're going to set those resources. So we want soup, basically. And we're going to pick... We haven't got any fish or any vegetables yet, or meat even. So we're going to go for mushroom soup. So who doesn't like a little bit of mushroom soup? And again, we're going to go for workforce. And that should now be working nicely. Making us some simple meals. And in this case, some simple soup. I'm bringing all the mushrooms. There we go. I'm making them for us. I like to see the windmill go around. The little lights are on. I like that. The little lights, smoke coming from the chimney there. I think we do have some power in this world, as far as I can tell. We do some power lines here, look. So we must have some form of power. Here we go. Population management. We must closely monitor the community's situation, needs, morale levels, and all related factors. We must try to reach the best possible outcomes in our affairs and adapt according to uncertainties in order to maintain a healthy and content society with what we have. So obviously in a badly managed community, there will be unrest, disease, deaths, and disintegration will clearly take hold. I have no idea what disintegration means. It sounds extremely painful. Explore population management. So let's look at our population management, which is up here. So this is our population management, which is quite a lot of information on it, actually. So here you can view the overall status of the community in detail. The most important element is in the management of a settlement is its people, obviously. Try to meet all their needs and keep variables such as morale and efficiency as high as possible. Meet the daily supply distribution needs according to your settlement's production capabilities in a sustainable manner. Societies whose needs are met breeds high motivation, good health, and uninterrupted work. So we've got, these are the 3 different classes. We have worker, we have craftsman, and we have specialist. So some production builders may need workers, they may need craftsmen, or they may need specialists. This is the population. Here you can follow the population number and distribution of each class here. So we've got like we've got 37 adults. We've now got 15 children. Only adults can be recruited in the workforce. Elderly and the children cannot work, unfortunately. But they obviously still need certain resources. We're going to go here is the supply. So we've got food and water. And we can manage the basic needs of social classes from here. Supplies for needs such as food, water, clothing and tools are determined from the daily average consumption per person. So here we can manage the rate at which supplies are to be distributed to each class and view the successful distribution rate and other factors. You can also view the access rate for housing and other services here. You'll get a satisfaction result according to the rate at which you meet your society's needs, which will inform the basis of the morale value of each social class. I'll show you that in a minute. And then you have your workforce and efficiency. And these are the most 2 important indicators that shape life on your settlement. Workforce indicates how much or how long your working class will operate. It is very important to manage this variable according to current conditions and needs. And whilst balancing the flow of production and life, long working hours can cause low morale, obviously. And even if this is accounted for, remember that exhaustion can lead to sickness or in case in a workplace accidents. So that's the workforce here. Then you've got efficiency, which is this one up here. It's calculated based on the morale of the community and is the basis of production rate calculations for the operating class in production buildings. It is affected by many external factors alongside the rate at which basic needs are met. So efficiency is basically based on morale. So the better the morale you get, which we need 36 regular morale, the better efficiency you get from your buildings and from your workers, basically. So here we can change the distribution. So at the moment, our food and water is distributed low. So there is a risk of sickness. And that's our target morale, and that's where we are at the moment. Okay, so we have supply and demand. And at last, our settlement resembles a home. Everyone has a job, something to offer to our society. We are producing food, water, and construction materials. But before ramping up, we need some basic rules and a sense of order. Proportions represent how much of a consumable is used per person in a day. We must respond to every need, but decisions about each proportion should be made according to our resources and production capacity. Which makes sense. So basically, if we go to the food distribution, so we go back to here, And where it says distribution, we can put it... What we decide to... Basically, this is what we're deciding to distribute to our workers, to our people. Low distribution at the moment, medium, regular, extra, or we can double it. But obviously we need to be careful, because obviously the higher you give for food, you could run out quicker. In this case, we're going to go to regular, which will increase morale as well. Which increases morale will help efficiency. And again, we'll do it the same with water. And you'll notice that the chances of sickness decrease as well. And we're going to continue that for 2 days. So you're going to make sure that we're producing enough water and producing enough food to meet those demands. So we'll do that for the next 2 days. This game also reminds me a little bit of Anno as well. Anno 1800. How you manage your community and how and your workforce. Anything else we can see around here? Let's have a look. We have water over here. I'm guessing you can fish. We have some form of... I think this is flowers, I think. Yeah, flowers. We'll go a bit quicker. We have over here, we've got stone. There we go. Okay, and basically the last step is to check everything about your settlement and your people through the overview panel. And obviously health is very important as well, that we need to pay attention to, and we can see that through the overview panel. So if we go to overview panel over here, it will tell you, so we can go to the city. So these are active effects. We've got none at the moment. Settlement overview. Mineral deposits nearby. Storage. How much we've got in storage. Electricity. Like I said, we do have some electricity, interesting enough. And we're doing 200 kilowatts. We've got life. This is the health part of it. So at the moment, our public health is extremely low. I mean, we've got no buildings or anything at the moment to help health. But I think, like, so the food quality, distribution rate, and the water distribution rate all adds a positive, and then you got the negatives for housing, access to medication, access to health services. So all this affects your health. This is your attraction, how nice your community looks, services that are supplied. You've got your people. It tells you basically everybody who's working and where they're working and who are not working, what you're supplying them and what services they are needing. I think this is housing, entertainment, health, and I think this is security. Structures, what structures we've got, so you can keep an eye on what structures you've built, which is I like, and what you're doing in them and who's working. What materials we have stored away, and how much we're producing. So it gives you an idea. Like in cycle 1, last year's total, we inputted 604 and we outputted 238. So we had a balance of 366, basically. And then the different regions. And that's it, basically. That's the tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. Basically, I've done the tutorial, so you don't need to. So you can actually watch this video knowing that you can just go straight into the game. I hope it's helped. Like I said, this is a preview copy. It starts early access on the 18th of January next year. But I've really hoped you enjoyed it, and it's given you a basic idea about the game and how to start from nothing, really, from your own little homestead. If you do like what you see, please leave a subscribe down below. It really helps. And I will be doing another playthrough, starting from the beginning without a tutorial. So please, yes, leave a subscribe so you can keep an eye on what's coming next. Thank you for watching. Really do appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.